Hello YouTubers! What we are going to do today is we are going to sublimate on some dry erase boards. This is a super easy and quick project. Basically all it is print and put onto your board. And because it's sublimation, there's no feel to this. There's no, you can't even tell there's a design on here. This is a great project. We're going to make these countdown signs today. And since they're dry erase, you can just write the number of days in the middle and then just erase it and then write the next number of days. These are great. They're so easy and so many different uses. I love this project. So we're going to make the countdown calendars, and then I'm going to show you how to, this is an ornament that was done as well. So let me go show you what you need. All right, so I got my little dry erase boards from Craft Chameleon. They're calling them CC Sub Hardboard. I'll leave a link down below to where you can get them. You can get them in a couple different sizes, and you can get them with holes or without holes so that you can hang them up or not. You can get dry erase boards from a lot of different places. They seem to be hit and miss if you can actually sublimate directly on them. Some say you can, some say you can't. I have no earthly idea what can and can't be. I know these from them sublimate really well. I don't know about any other brand. So you're going to need your little board. You're going to need your design. This is just a standard printed design. I have a Sawgrass SG400 that I printed this guy from. You can also use the infusible inks from Cricut. They sublimate beautifully well too. This little guy is an infusible ink. So you can do that. You can also buy printed transfers from Etsy has them. I think Craft Chameleon sells them. My local vinyl shop will sell them. So you can buy sublimated transfers already printed as well for this project if you want to. You're also going to need heat tape. This is my little brand from Amazon. Never had a problem with it. You're also going to want some butcher paper, and I'm also going to recommend for the bigger boards a heat press. The reason why is because this is my tester one, and when I went to press this with an easy press, what happens is, especially on the bigger boards, they tend to bow or warp a little bit because the back of the boards is just standard press board. So they bow, and so what happened here is when I put the easy press on it, this board kind of bowed under, and the design wasn't firmly pressed onto the board, and so that's why it's all white and cloudy and fuzzy here and pretty on the edges. So I suggest the heat press so that your design is firmly attached to your board. They told me, Craft Chameleon did, that you can like put them in the oven beforehand to help deal with some of the bowing. I don't exactly remember those instructions, but I'm sure they have them. But if you're doing a lot of them, or if you just have an easy press, you might want to look into that. But I'd highly recommend a heat press. Also highly recommend some mittens. And I have a piece of 12 by 12 ceramic tile that's left over from my bathroom, because these bad boys are really hot when they come out of the heat press. So you're going to want somewhere to put it and something to help take it off. The little pieces, so they have several shapes cut out of this. This is another piece of sublimation on the dry erase boards. I just covered the whole piece this time. But it doesn't bow as much. The little pieces, if you had an easy press, the smaller pieces would be better. But this guy didn't bow at all. And then they have these wood slices as well. This is another one I did. So these are both available in their hardboard as well. So they have several things you can sublimate. I did want to show you one thing on Craft Chamelion's webpage where I got my boards from. When you come in here, it says 8-inch acrylic shape. You need to come to this drop-down menu and click Sub Hardboard one side, and then you can click how many holes you want. You need to click down. It needs to be CC Sub Hardboard. You can do this for quite a number of their acrylics too, any of their drop-down menus. So even like the circles, you can come down here and click all the way at the bottom to CC Hardboard. and that will give you that dry erase material. All right, so I was gonna show you how to set these up and design these in Silhouette Studio, but it's kind of long and a little involved, and I didn't know if you actually wanted to sit through it. So we're just gonna cut to the chase and assume that you can find your design and print it out on your computer. But these can totally be designed in Silhouette Studio. If you are curious, leave me a link or leave me a comment down below. And I'll do another video on how to design these, because you can design these on your own. This is my new gingerbread font. I did want to tell you that. So go buy it. I really like them. But you just need your design printed out, whatever it is you want it to be. And then your design. And I also would recommend cleaning these off first. I've been using Windex. Because sometimes there's smuts left over from cutting, because they're cut, I'm guessing, with a laser. And so sometimes there's just some little splits left over. And then go turn your heat press on to 400 degrees. All right, so I cleaned this guy off, and I'm going to attempt to keep my mitts off of him. Now, this design, I will tell you, is their SVG they sent me. And I did put an offset around it to make it a little bit bigger, so that when I go to line it up, there's a little bit of a buffer around it, so that you're probably helping to eliminate like a white edge. And I'd really recommend that for anything, to kind of make sure that it's a little bit bigger, so kind of like a bleed area, so that you don't have to line it up absolutely perfect. And also highly recommend tape for these, because they are so slick. If you don't, it will slide. So you see there's a little bit of an edge around it. And then same thing for this guy. You're just gonna line him up-ish and then tape it down. You are gonna wanna make sure your design is mirrored. I did wanna mention that. And then the big boards we're gonna do for 400 degrees for 75 seconds. The little ones we are gonna do for 60 seconds because they are smaller. The big boards need a little bit more heat because they're a little bit bigger. All right, so over the heat press, it has been warming up for a while. I would recommend you letting it warm up for a while. Don't just let it get to temperature and then do this right away. Let it warm up a bit. Also, I have paper on the bottom of my heat press. You're gonna wanna have something, because the big boards will let out some water because they're wood. This is leftover ceramic tile from my bathroom, like I said. You're gonna want something cool to put this guy on. It will be really, really blasted hot. And then these are my dollar store mittens, so I don't burn my hands. But you are definitely going to want to have something down here. And then you're going to want to have more butcher paper on top of it. If your butcher paper has any of the design get on it, because of the design or the way you got it laid out, you're going to need a new one, because the sublimation will come off on it on another project. So here's our little board, all done. And like I said, 400 degrees for 75 seconds. It will potentially steam, and it does let off a bit of an odor. So all of that's normal and it'll be okay. All right, so I got it out and put on my little tile here. Easy as pie. Now, I have another ceramic tile underneath this one. What you can do to help prevent some of this bowing, is to take another tile and put it on top of it to let it cool down for a minute. Now, don't rub them together, because you will scratch the board if you do that. But it'll just help it calm down a little bit. All right, so for the little bitty pieces, it's the same way. We're going to flip it and put the paper side up, and we're going to sublimate this for we're going to sublimate that for 60 seconds. And you do want to take these off fairly quickly, because the longer that they sit on here, the more the design will get into your you want to take them off quickly, because the design continues to sublimate, so you can potentially get more, the design can get darker and darker until you take it off. So you do want to remove things fairly quickly. But that's our little ornament. Isn't it cute? Alrighty. So that is our final project. And so is this one. These are great. You saw how easy they were to make. So quick and easy. Press and you're ready to rock and roll. Like I said, this guy's free on the webpage. I also did a happy haunting sign for Halloween. And then I did the bigger countdown to Christmas one. Both of these PNGs are available on my webpage for $1. If you do want them. And like I said, this is my gingerbread font. Lots of extras. Very fun. $5 on the webpage. But I did want to show you this guy. I made this for a friend of mine. It's for her little girl. I thought this would be great for kids because it would be a dry erase board they could write on. They could work on their names. They could, you know, whatever. And since this doesn't feel, because it's sublimation, they can write and dry on this, and they're not going to get any of the smuts from the dry erase markers on vinyl. This would be great for teachers. They could have their names put on them. So the kids can't steal the dry erase boards. They also can't etch them off. Lined paper, graph paper. The sky is really the limit with this. As long as you can design it and press it, you're good to go. I mean, you could do a mountain of these in no time at all. So I'm a big, big fan. So if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. And back with another video soon. Please like and subscribe.